Hi everyone, welcome, let's sing. Hello, 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 how are you? Hello, hello, I'm fine, how are you? My Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus loves me. My Jesus, my Jesus, my Jesus loves me. Today we are going to talk about an animal, and I'm going to give you clues, and you're going to tell me what animal you think we're talking about. This is an animal that does not have fur. Can you guess? This is an animal that has feathers. This might be easy for you. This animal has feathers and lives up in a tree. Do you think you have it already? This animal has feathers and lives up in a tree, and sometimes it builds a nest to put its eggs inside. Did you guess bird? You are right. We're going to talk about birds today. Now, I brought my flannel story today, and this is a little story about a bird who's lonely. It's a lonely bird. Do you see him? Now, this lonely bird is up in a tree. But Mrs. Young doesn't have a tree today. So you have to use your imagination. See if you can see a trunk of a tree and then branches coming up. And this little bluebird is sitting in a tree. Are you using your imagination? Do you see it? Here's how it goes. There was one little bird in one little tree. He was so alone and didn't want to be. So he flew away over the sea and brought back a pink bird to live in the tree. Oh, how many are left? 1, 2. Now there's 2 birds in the tree. Do you see the tree? Are you using your imagination? Here we go. There were 2 little birds in one little tree. They were so alone and didn't want to be. So they flew away over the sea and brought back an orange bird to live in the tree. How many birds are in the tree now? 1, 2, 3. You're right. If you said 3, you're right. Here we go again. There were 3 little birds in one little tree. They were so alone and didn't want to be. So they flew away over the sea and brought back what color? That's right, a green bird to live in the tree. Awesome! How many are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you think they're still alone? Let's hear. There were 4 little birds in one little tree. They were so alone and didn't want to be. So they flew away over the sea and brought back a yellow bird to live in the tree. Wow, that's a lot of birds now. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds in the tree. Here's how the last verse goes. Now there are 5 little birds in one little tree. They were not alone anymore. They were a family. Nice! Isn't that nice that they were a family? You did a nice job listening to that little story. It's kind of a poem. Today I brought a book. It has birds in it. It's called Flap Your Wings. Look at the letters. Flap starts with the letter F. Your starts with the letter Y. And wings start with the letter W. Flap your wings. Do you see birds on this page? The birds are the mommy and the daddy. This is by P.D. Eastman. He was the one who wrote the story. That means he's the author. Let's hear the book. An egg lay in the path. Ooh, do you see it? A boy came down the path and he saw the egg and he looked around. He saw flamingos, he saw frogs and turtles and alligators. "Whose egg is this?" said the boy. But nobody answered. Oh boy, do you see the egg? Alligators, flamingos, turtles, frogs, all of them lay eggs. That means they're oviparous animals. That means they lay eggs. And he didn't know who that egg belonged to. Then the boy looked up. He saw an empty nest in a tree. "Ooh, here's an egg without a nest," he thought. "And there is a nest without an egg." So the boy climbed the tree. He put the egg in the nest, and then he went away. Well, that was pretty nice. He found a place for the egg to be safe and warm. Very nice. Mr. and Mrs. Bird came home. They were surprised to find an egg in their nest. "This is not our egg," said Mrs. Bird. "How big it is." Oh, it's very big for birds. "But it is an egg, and it's in our nest," said Mr. Bird. "If an egg is in your nest, you sit on it and keep it warm. It doesn't matter whose egg it is." "All right," said Mrs. Bird. "But I wonder what kind of bird will come out of this egg." So Mrs. Bird's going to lay on the egg, sit on the egg and keep it warm because it's an egg and it's in her nest. She's a nice mommy. They took turns. Oh, he's a nice daddy too because they're taking turns. They took turns keeping the egg warm. First, Mrs. Bird sat on it. Then Mr. Bird sat on it. And sometimes, because it was so big, they both sat on it together. Well, that was nice. One day, Mrs. Bird heard a squeaking noise. "Help!" she said. "The egg is squeaking." Mr. Bird came back to the nest. He listened to the egg. "The egg is not squeaking," he said. "It's our baby that is squeaking. He's ready to come out of the egg." Ooh, so Mr. and Mrs. Bird waited. Were they being patient? Sometimes it's hard to be patient when you're waiting. And there, squeak, 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 squeak. And there was a baby. Do you want to see what kind of baby it was? It might surprise you. Oh no, oh no, oh no! This is not a bird! Oh boy, let's see what it says. Mr. Bird was very excited. "It's Junior!" he shouted. "What a beautiful baby!" What is that animal? It is an alligator. It's a baby alligator. And the birds, I don't know if they know. Junior opened its mouth. It was so big. It was a big giant mouth, and it was full of teeth. "That's the funniest looking baby I ever saw," said Mrs. Bird. "Something is wrong. I don't think he's our baby at all." Do you think she's right? I do. "He's in our nest, so he must be ours," said Mr. Bird. "His mouth is open. That means he's hungry. When your baby is hungry, you feed him." Mr. and Mrs. Bird went away to get food for Junior. Oh me, oh my. She's very lucky he didn't snap his jaws. Mr. and Mrs. Bird don't know that it's an alligator. I don't think. They just think it's their baby. That's pretty silly. Mr. Bird brought the baby, Junior, a pink worm, and Mrs. Bird brought a green one. Junior ate both worms in one gulp. Then he opened his mouth wide again. "We have to get Junior lots more to eat," said Mr. and Mrs. Bird. Oh boy, he's going to be someone that needs to eat a lot of food. Hour after hour, day after day, they brought food for Junior. Mrs. Bird got berries and cherries. She got butterflies and caterpillars. She got dragonflies and mosquitoes. She got ladybugs and tiger beetles. Ooh, I think she was working all day trying to get food for that baby. Mr. Bird got crickets and spiders. He got grasshoppers and snails. He got red ants. He got black ants. And he got centipedes, too. Look at Mr. Bird. They're both working so hard to get enough food for the baby. They're very, very good, Mommy and Daddy. Do your Mommy and Daddy get you food? Do they get you worms to eat? They don't. What kind of bird eats so much food? Said Mrs. Bird. It doesn't matter, said Mr. Bird. He's still hungry, and we have to feed him. Weeks went by. Junior never stopped eating. And he never stopped growing. He grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh my goodness, how is he even staying on that branch? That is so silly. So silly. Finally, Junior got so big that Mr. Bird said, "It's too crowded up here. Junior has to leave the nest. It's time for him to fly away." "You're right," said Mrs. Bird. "The time has come. We must show him how to fly." Okay, now. Can alligators fly? Do you know? I know, and they cannot. Alligators cannot fly. So let's see what happens when the birds try to teach the alligator how to fly. Mrs. Bird pushed and pushed and pushed, and Mr. Bird showed Junior how to fly. "Jump into the air like this," he said. "Then flap your wings." Oh, silly Mr. Bird. Look it. Does he have wings? There are no wings on the alligator. The birds have wings, but the alligator does not have wings. There's no wings. Junior got ready. He took a big breath and jumped. Up, up, up into the air he went. "Flap your wings," yelled Mrs. Bird. "Flap your wings," said Mr. Bird. Oh boy, he's trying so hard. Those little lines tell you that he's trying to flap like this. Do you see how he's trying to move? Do you think it's going to work? I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. Junior flapped and flapped, but he didn't do any good. He didn't have any wings. So down, down, down went Junior. Splash! Right into the water. Do you know that that's probably a good spot for an alligator? It was cool and wet in the water. It was just right for Junior. Uh-oh, do you see other animals in here? Here's Junior. I see 2 more alligators. Ooh, look at what I spy. 2 turtles, some frogs, and of course some fish. What else do you see? Ooh, a crab. So awesome. I think he's happy there. "You know," said Mrs. Bird, "I didn't think Junior was a bird after all." "It doesn't matter," said Mr. Bird. "He's happy now. And just look at him swim." So Mr. and Mrs. Bird, they were happy that Junior was happy in the water. And they realized he really wasn't a bird. But they were happy they took care of him anyway. Wasn't that a nice story? I love it. It's called Flap Your Wings. I have a game. This is a letter matching game. And it might be tricky and it might be easy. Today I have all uppercase letters. And I don't have all the letters of the alphabet, just some of them. Otherwise it might be too much. So let's get the nests and let's get the birds. I'm going to show you what I have. I have little nests. Do you see these little nests? And there's letters by every single one. This nest is the letter what? B. That's right. How about this one? I, yep. R, D, N. Good for you. What else? E, S, and T. Now, I have to hold up a bird, and you have to show me where it goes. Are you ready? This is going to be tricky. Here we go. Let's start with this one. Here is a bird that needs to fly into his nest. What letter is that? If you said D, you are right. And you know what you have to do? Find the D. Do you see it? Point to it if you see it. Ooh, I see it. Does it match? It does match. And look at the little bird goes right into the nest. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, ready for the next letter? What's this letter? Oh boy. If you said the letter S, you're right. Okay, now we have to find the match. Oop, I think I found it. Did you find it? Oop, there's where it goes. Let's see if I can put it in the nest. Aw, so cute, right in the nest. Good job. Good matching today. Okie dokie, anyone know this letter? If you said E, you are right as rain. Does this match? Nope. Nope. Oop, I see it. Do you see a matching E? There it is. Go right into your little nest, little bird. Okay, I see another one. Do you know this letter? It is the letter B. And B's sound like this. B, b, b. Boy, ball, bird. They all start with a B. Ooh, can you find the match? Aha! I see it. Let me see if I can put it in the nest. Perfect! This one's a little bit. There we go. Now he's happy. Okie dokie. Who's ready for the next letter? Do you want to try to guess what letter is next? Let's see about this one. Ooh, do you know this letter? It's a T. If you said T, you're right. T makes this sound. T, t, t. Tommy. Tuesday. Terrible. Terrific. I'll start with a T. And look at, I found the nest right away that matches. Ha! We're amazing! Okay, next one. We have 3 more letters. Let's do this one. Does anyone know this one? It's called an R. That's right, an R. And an R sounds like this. Rainbow. Raccoon. Race car. Ooh, I like it. Where's the R? Anyone see it? Oop, there's the match. I found it. Let me slide her in. Aw, these birds are so happy. Okay, 2 more left. This one is next. Up, down, up. It's called an N. That's right, an N. N sounds like this. Nightgown. Nest. Noodles. Ooh, Jenna loves noodles at our house. Okay, let's see if we can put the N and find it. There's only this one and that one. Do you see the match? So do I. Put them in. And now our last letter. You did a really good job. Let's see if we can know what this letter is. It is an I. An I makes 2 sounds. It makes an I sound and it makes an I sound. I is for igloo and ice cream. Ooh, can you find the I? It's the last one, so it's so easy. Let's stick it in. Awesome. Now, I did a trick today. I have all these letters, and these letters actually made words. Can I tell you what words they are? B-I-R-D spells bird. Oh, was I tricky? I spelled the word bird out of nests. Pretty awesome. Ready for the next word? N-E-S-T spells nest. Nest! I spelled the word nest with those. Oh, I'm a tricky trickster. Thank you for finding these letters with me. You did an excellent job. It's time for us to go, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, my friends, to you. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. May God watch over you. Have a wonderful day. See you later.